For a very long period of time, there has been a propaganda being peddled and Bobi Wine's image to be painted as a tribal leader. And thank God that he has fought tooth and nail to erase that image. There is a video that was done by a certain woman from Arua, and he explained it very well. And it's the reason as to why I decided to do this video. In fact, listen to this woman very carefully, because her statements are going to be a basis for a discussion. Here's the...
Somebody who supports NRM and comes to me to say, don't support Bobi Wine. Make sure your reasons are genuine. Somebody just told me, Hikma, how can you support Bobi Wine? A musician. Should I support your dad who is a pastor? A pastor. I will support the musician. Have you ever had any president who sings for the people? Hey, that is extra package on presidential candidate. That is an extra package for a president. I'll support him. Hikma, how can you support Bobi Wine? Don't you know that man is a Muganda for sure? Hey, Abaganda mujebaleko. Yes. What did you want him to be? A kakwa. Actually, Enaringa. Hey, how can you support Bobi Wine? Don't you know Uganda are thieves? Yes, Your Excellency, come and rob me. Come and rob me, steal from me. Once you get to that presidential seat, rob Kenya, rob Tanzania, rob all the neighbors. If possible, proceed to Trump. How can you support Bobi Wine? A man who does drugs, even if he smoked gunpowder, even if he has been smoking gunpowder. Yes, even I want some of that gunpowder to smoke. Hey, Bobi Wine, what he's doing is documentary. Doesn't NRM have cameras? NRM has everything it takes to do their own documentary. Why don't you do it? Bobi Wine is playing sympathy card. Go there, let them flog you, and we feel sympathy for you also. You go there. NRM is capable of anything. Pick some people, pay them, give them yellow shirt. Pick another group, pay them, give them Noop. Let the Noop ones flog the NRM ones. We could get sympathy. As easy as that. President Museveni has never in this life imagined, never imagined that the person who is going to give him headache, that the person who is currently making his cells to degenerate faster is some ghetto boy. He has never imagined it. He must have been assuming maybe the people who will win him, who will come for him, maybe the army generals, people related to the army, because he is gun-minded. He did it the gun way. So he's expecting the next person to take him down to come the gun way. Ours doesn't even have a nail cutter. No nail cutter. We shall stress you. You people having headache. Many of us, Bobi Wine is nothing. But you're spending billions and billions and billions of money to pay people to do this. Something to interfere with. You never imagined. Almighty is going to flog you people through Bobi Wine. He will flog you. He will flog you.
That is the video of Ikema. Truth be told, if you've been following politics for a long period of time, okay, you clearly see that a picture has always been painted Bobi Wine to be tribal, to be a Muganda, to be a thief. For a long period of time, the reason why Genome 7 has led us for 40 years is divide and rule. Based on the history of course, between the Langese and the Buganda, he wants to maintain that hatred. There is some hatred between Banyankolo and the Baganda. There is some hatred between Basoga and the Bagweri. In that way, if you are divided so much, you tend to look at him as the only solution. And thus, it leads you for 40 years. In this campaign, you clearly see whenever Bobi Wine goes out of Uganda, he preaches unity. To an extent that of saying statements of other tribes, like Twelo Padano, Twelo Wa, in other communities. It shows you the closeness. People fail to see the attributes of a leader, and they tend to look at him in tribal lenses. And that thing has always been peddled by General Kaguta Museveni. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about how people fail to get great leadership because of that, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Bobi Wine has made me proud as a person who comes from Uganda. In 2021, he got almost 98% of the representation in parliament from Uganda, but he got votes, very many votes elsewhere. He won Busoga. So these people painted him as a tribal leader, that he got votes only in Uganda, not knowing that even Busoga voted for him very well. But because they want to maintain his influence in Uganda, they peddle those silly lies. They fail to address what he addresses, because the most tribal leaders are those in the regime. If you look at 90% of DPCs, they come from one region. 98% of parastatals, almost 70. These reports were made by the IGG, by the government themselves, come from the same region. So they paint a person who's not even controlling government to be tribal without looking at themselves. So the good thing is he understood the assignment and is trying to destroy that narrative in the way he campaigns. And that is a success. It's the reason why everywhere he goes, he gets a very good welcome. Because that's General Museveni who he is. He segregated this country so much that we tend to look at him as a solution. It is the truth. It's like when you're in the home and you incite division amongst your sisters and brothers, they will tend to look at you as the only solution to unite them, not knowing that you are the castigator. Okay? When Bobi Wine gets a lot of support in Uganda, it is a problem. And when General Museveni gets a lot of support in the Western, it's not tribal. Those are the double standards. Of course, it's normal. Everyone starts to be strong in his home area, in his region. You cannot take away from that. Amuriat got a chunk of his votes from Kumi, where he hails from. It is normal. Okay? So for me, when I hear such statements, it means that people are starting to wake up. We are in a generation, of course tribe can be in the background, but we must look at the actual problems of our country. And the day we shall look at the actual problems, we shall understand that one of the problems is transition. Yet the person at the helm doesn't want a transition to happen. He wants a succession to his children, which will not happen. The second story of the day, I saw a woman destroying a campaign post of Bobi Wine. In fact, here's the
The Molina.
That is the woman who was recorded. And for me, when I look at that thing, first of all, campaign posters are not supposed to be destroyed. But if it was done in a provocative way, he has a right to. For example, if I have my home, I have a right to refuse posters on my home, or I have a right to refuse some of the posters and allow some. If somebody put up posters on if the house belongs to that woman and someone put up posters without getting permission, he has a right. Okay? Because I think that is not a public place. Public places must have all posters without any being put out. However, the double standards is if it was a person removing Museveni's poster, even on his property, he would be taken to jail. You would see fixed charges being put on him. That's the double standards. The reason why I fight hard, so that we can all be equal before the law, so that the Constitution can, in our everyday life, take care of us. Because just imagine if it was General Museveni's poster being removed, even if the house is his, it will be taken. Yet if the house is yours, you have a right to refuse anyone. So the reason why on many private properties you can see no posters allowed. So if you put it there, I can remove it without even permission. The double standards are that if things happen on the opposition without those people being taken to court, which is unfortunate. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi, Kabir Sulaiman Mawagali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.